Hey there, YouTube. My name is Jeff, and I want to welcome you to this new channel. Calling it MADS Wrench and Stitch. It's a channel that will be working on or have some projects working on some classic cars and doing some leather work. Two things that I do outside of my normal job. I'm a school teacher and a coach, so sometimes my time is limited. But in the summers, when I kind of have some time off, I like to work on. I have two classic cars that I like to work on, and then I have a leather shop that I do purses and wallets, and sometimes that leaks over into the classic car side, and I make seat covers and some different stuff with that. So I got the idea of this from my daughter. She was telling me, or really it was my wife. I was working last summer on some projects on I have a 1966 C10, and I was working on some projects. And I like to. I'm one of those folks that like to kind of talk the problems that I'm working on out loud. And my wife said that I sounded crazy, and that the neighbors were going to hear me. And then, of course, you have those moments where things don't go right, or you think you're doing something right, and it's all wrong. So then the cussing starts, and then she says, "I really sound crazy." And so my daughter said, "Well, why don't you do a YouTube channel?" She said, "If you do a YouTube channel, then you're not crazy. You're creating content." And that maybe if I was knew if I was recording it, then maybe I wouldn't cuss so much. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to see how this works. So I have a couple big projects coming up right away. Because of some of the work I did last summer on the C10, my wife got really irritated with the garage getting dirty. I did a bunch of brake work and replaced all the brake lines and exhaust work and springs and shocks and all this kind of stuff. So it created a pretty big mess. So that was kind of strike one. And then my other classic car, it's a 1970 Chevy Corvette convertible. It got a fuel leak. One of the rubber lines going from the gas tank, the sending unit going around to the, the fuel pump. One of those rubber lines got like a little hole in it, really, really small, just from 50 years of rubbing, whatever. And it was just enough to make the garage. And she said it was seeping into the house like gasoline. So she said that was it. So I guess lucky for me, it caused her to want to make a shop. So we just got through building, adding on to uh, the structures that we already have. We built it's a small shop. It's not like I built some big 30 by 60 auto shop. It's the equivalent of like a two-car garage. It's 20 feet deep from front to back, and 25 feet wide. So I know a lot of people are probably going to think that it's too small, but for me and the work that I do, it's just fine. And I didn't want it taking away from the house. It's built kind of it we built it to kind of look like a detached garage, and I didn't want it to be so monstrosity, this big monstrosity that took away from the house. So I we built it, kept it kind of small, and I've learned through. I have a small leather shop also, but it's in the back part of the property. Uh, I've learned that if I don't build it like a really big shop, then one of the things that you have to do is keep it organized and you have to keep it clean. And those are two things that I struggle with, but having a smaller leather shop has really helped with that. So I'm hoping that translates over into the garage also, and that it helps me. Things have to be put away before you start a new project. Everything has to be kept organized, and it makes things difficult. You don't really have room for a big mess. So I'm hoping to work. I don't really plan on doing, like, hopefully, like, fingers crossed, one day I get to do a big project car, and maybe then I do have to find a place that's big enough to, or, figure out a way to do like a frame off restoration or something. But until then, this will be fine. I just basically do like general maintenance on them. If something breaks, I try and kind of uh, restore that section of the car with some painting and doing whatever else, or replacing of things that are there and rusted. Um, so I think it's going to be just fine. So anyway, the projects that would be coming up would be, um, finishing that. The structure is done, but the inside hasn't been done. I haven't built a workbench or that stuff yet, so that's going to be part of the upcoming episodes. And then cleaning out our current 3-car garage where I've been, cleaning that stuff out, getting the things out of there that need to go into the shop, and making it nice and pretty so that my wife is happy. So those are some things going to be upcoming immediately, and then after that, I probably have some classic car projects. I need to I still haven't fixed the fuel line just because I haven't really had time, and I kind of wanted the shop to be done um, for that work so that any gas smell that might be there would be in the shop and not attached to our house. So I'm kind of waiting on that one. So that would probably be first and foremost, so that car's back up and running. And then for the 66, I don't have a ton planned, but I keep itching to redo the interior, and it's not bad. The carpet's not great, but it's not bad by any means. The seat is not it's not ripped up, anything like that. Just not a big fan of the color. You'll see it in some upcoming episodes. It's just a really light cream color, and it's just one color. I really want to do some bolsters and some different stuff, and really test some of my leather making skills. So anyway, just wanted to have a really quick introduction here, and upcoming will be a preview of the shop and a preview of the messy garage. Even though it's going to be kind of embarrassing to show you guys, um, I feel weird talking to basically nobody yet, but hopefully this catches on and we can have some fun with it, and hopefully you guys, it's going to be using some real world budgets. I don't have sponsors or anything like that, so I'm trying to do jobs the right way, doing it in a professional manner, but try to save money at the same time. So I think I've done a pretty good job of resourcing some products to build the shop out, and we'll cover some of those things in an upcoming episode. Um, but it's real world budget. I'm going to show the real mistakes, so hopefully you learn from some of the mistakes I made, because I know I've watched a few videos and thought, oh, it looks really easy. Let me jump in there, and then a bunch of things go wrong. And so I hope to show all those things so that you can learn as I'm learning. By no means am I a master of the leatherworking or the auto mechanics part, but hopefully we can learn together and do some cool stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like all the other videos say, you can subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. Follow along and look for some upcoming episodes. Thanks. Bye.